frauds, total phonies. Every one of them. Here's another loser. A tier 1 level loser, Rick Wilson, probably in the outside of the media ecosystem, because Brian Stelter is always the gold medal winner in the Loser Olympics. In the extra media ecosystem, the supra media ecosystem of commentators out there, Rick Wilson is always the dumbest. This guy is just, again, I met him in an airport. I'm sorry, the guy stunk like there was no tomorrow. I don't know if he does that oily sweat. I don't know. He's about 5'1". He weighs about 66 pounds with 64 pounds of sand strapped to his back. Wilson will comment on anything because he's another sage. This guy is like the Stygian witches from Clash of the Titans. Give us the eye. He knows everything. He will comment on it because he's a genius. Of course, Rick Wilson. By the way, he's the biggest grifter out there. He's basically fleecing a bunch of Republican donors to run anti-Trump ads, despite claiming he's a Republican. He's principled. He's principled. He's fighting against Trump because of his principles. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what Rick Wilson's principles are. By the way, he's fleecing Republican donors like you wouldn't believe to run these ridiculous ads. Let's check out Rick Wilson's principles. You know Rick. Yeah. So here's Rick Wilson on Twitter back in 2012. Here comes Joe. I'm a Catholic except for third trimester abortions. Biden. Rick Wilson doesn't like Joe Biden. Okay, that's interesting. He's principled, Rick Wilson. Joey's principled. Let's check out another tweet. Really? Hat tip Peter Hassan and Jerry Dunleavy, by the way, for picking these out. Here's tweet number 2 from principled Rick Wilson. It's Joe. I'm a practicing Catholic, except for being cool with China's forced abortions and sterilization program. Biden. Okay, so he doesn't like Biden again on the board. Rick Wilson, very principled back in 2012. We can see that. Here's Rick Wilson again on Joe Biden. Biden, quote, I've been a practicing Catholic except for the infanticide. Taking a shot at Biden again, because Rick is, of course, a principled guy. That's how he works. Let's look at screenshot number 4 of grifter Rick Wilson, who is fleecing anyone who will give this loser and his project money. Here's screenshot. Remember, he didn't like Joe Biden. He didn't like his abortion policy. Here we go. Ex-GOP group, Rick Wilson's Twitter. The Lincoln Project, which Rick is a member of, endorses Biden. Launches brutal ad hitting Trump for golfing during pandemic. This is the same guy here. Mm-hmm. Same guy. It's all about principles, Joe. He's all principled. There, thank you, Paul. Throwing it up again. There we go. Rick Wilson. It's all about principles. By the way, I suggest someone send him a box of, go to Walmart.com and send him a box of Degree or whatever deodorant you use. He could really use it. The stench, I'm sorry, it really pierced my nose to the point when we used to have to sit on DOAs when I was a police officer, dead bodies, you would stick Vapo Rub up your nose because it's horrible. I worked in a cemetery. If you ever smelled a dead body, it's not good. That's what when next time I see Rick, the Vapo Rub is going right up my nose. The stench was that bad. All right, enough on Rick. Joe, some more principled, of course, leftist. So remember the Minnesota Freedom Fund? Good. Oh, yeah. There's more. We're not done. Remember the Minnesota Freedom Fund? The Minnesota Freedom Fund was this group of leftists that were going to bail out the people who burned down Minnesota. Remember that? Burned down in Minnesota, beat people up. The Minnesota Freedom Fund. Remember Justin Timberlake and the actors, all those Hollywood actors were donating? We got to bail these people out. You know, the rioters who burned your city down. Why they decided to do that, I don't know. My principles, no idea. You're bailing out people who are attacking others and burning their buildings down, but we're in Hollywood. You know, we know what we're talking about. Sure you do. So the Minnesota Freedom Fund, according to Ian Miles Chung, who I follow on Twitter, they raised $35 million to bail out criminals who burned down buildings in Minnesota. Yet, according to Ian's tweet here, that's fascinating because they've deleted their board of director page and they've only given out $200,000. Where's the rest of the money, Minnesota Freedom Fund?
How about that?
How about that? We haven't had that in a while. How about that's right? Twib notes from Twib notes. Some of you know what I'm talking about. This week in baseball. How about that? Gosh, $35 million. Fascinating. Sure, the Minnesota Freedom Fund will follow up and tell us where the other $34,800,000 is. You got sucker.
You just heard the Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 at @DBongino.